Hello everyone, welcome to today's webinar by Yapla about memberships. Today we'll be discussing harnessing the power of Yapla for 2024 in regards to your membership. I'll start by presenting myself. My name is Mathieu. I work with Yapla as a customer success manager. I am responsible for today's presentation, and I'll be presenting you the best ways to use Yapla to make the best out of your membership management. So I'll invite you to present yourself in the little tab at the bottom right screen, at the bottom right corner of your screen. You'll see chat, questions, and polls, survey. And at the end of the presentation, you'll be asked to grade our presentation today, and feel free to give us feedback as well if you have anything constructive for our presentation and future presentation. I'll be accompanied today by my colleague Katrin, who will be in the chat and will be able to answer your questions and bring back the questions to me at the end of the presentation for a little Q&A period. So I'll give 1 or 2 minutes just for everyone to get in the presentation. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the chat, or if you want to ask them privately to us, you can go through the questions tab. If there's anything else, please let us know. Today we'll be going over a couple subjects. So the goal here is to unlock the full potential of Yapla for optimal membership management in 2024. We'll go over tips and tricks, different settings that you can have with your platform to make sure that you harvest the best feedback and performances from our software. So we'll do a little overview of the member-related features. We'll go over efficiently organize your membership period and your members management. We'll go over the automation process for your membership in terms of communication, reports, and everything that could be useful throughout the year. We'll also talk about enhancing your members' services and make sure that you use best the data collection and the communication tools for your association. Like I've said, we'll have a Q&A period at the end of the presentation, so feel free to send us all the questions you have. So I think we'll move forward. Again, thank you for being with us today. So to start, we'll go over a little bit of the member related features of the platform. So here I'll go to our dashboard. So here's the dashboard that you will be using when you have your Yapla account opened. So through the quick actions, you'll be able to create event, manage members, create donation campaigns, and add members. Today, we'll be focusing much more on those two here. So first thing we'll do is go to our members list. And we'll be able to go and have the complete list of your members through the members list. Here, you'll be able to get all the information at a quick glance. The goal is to customize those columns in order to make sure that without having to go through the whole membership file, you get the most important information from the get-go. So all the columns that you see here can be replaced by other information that are collected through your membership form. Same thing for the advanced search here. Really important, really useful tip. Make sure that everything you need to look out for will be present in that advanced search tab. In order to modify those fields, it's possible to go into your search setting. And here you'll see the search criteria that will be selected, and here are the ones available. So if, for example, for you, the membership status or the membership number is not important at a quick glance, you can remove it or put it lower in the list so it appears a little further to the right. You can also have all the information that are collected by your members here and the organization or the memberships, and simply transfer it to your list of criterias, and then you will have access to it in your search here. So it's a really useful way to go through the data that's collected through your registration process, and it will make your life much easier when you're trying to have reports for your members, meaning that when you export your information, you can either have an export about your columns displayed on the screen, so that's your members list, or export all members data, and this will bring or export all the information that's been collecting through the registration process. Usually if you have an event or if you are working with people live, it will be much more useful to only export the columns displayed on the screen because it will be the most important information for you at that time. So really important when you set up your membership list to have all the important information present. So you will have different ways to use the functionality. The best or easiest way, for example, will be to set up the 3 pillars of the functionality. By that, what I mean is that there's always 3 settings that will be important for all the functionalities. For members, it will be your membership types, your forms, and your communication. Membership types will set up or define what kind of members you're dealing with through your organization, through your association. So there's different ways of using membership. Most of the associations will have regular membership, maybe members of the organization, and people who might just want to be aware of what's going on with the association. They can be paid, they can be free. That's really up to the reality of your association. When we are setting out our memberships, it's really important to define the kind of interactions you want to have and maybe the kind of navigation you want to offer to your members. Meaning that by being a member, you can create jurisdiction in your website, for example, to give access to your members to certain information, certain resources, by giving or not access to certain pages. We'll be able to look into that a little down the road. It's also possible to combine the membership functionalities with the event functionalities, meaning that members could get access to specific fares for your events that are either cheaper or available for subscription earlier, or registration, sorry. When we are setting out our memberships, we have couple information that are important to make sure that we are communicating clearly. The name is the first thing that people will see. So we want to make sure that it is clear if there are multiple membership types, that it's easier to understand, or it's easy to understand what membership I'm eligible for or I'm supposed to pick. That's why we have name, but also description. In the description, you can mention what's included in the membership, who it's targeted to, and also any inclusions that might come with the membership. After that, it's possible to set up the membership types. So it is possible to have membership for individuals, but it's also possible to have membership for organization and families. So if we're looking to manage groups of members together, it would be possible to set up organization or family membership, allowing a representative of that family or organization to manage the membership of everyone associated to the family or the organization. It's a great way to offer a complex structure of membership through the management of only one person. So you are able to collect the information of the family or the organization, the representative, and all the people associated to them. Anyone associated to a representative will be able to sync up with the status of its representative. So one person is responsible for the family or the organization, but allows you to get the information of everyone involved in that organization. It's a more complex way of managing your membership, but it's definitely worthwhile if it's something that you need. After that, you have the availability of your memberships for your website. So are your memberships only available for new members, for members renewing their membership, or both? It's not something that is necessary for everyone, but if you have prerequisites or if you have different prices when someone renew their membership, that could be a way to set up your membership types so that the first year you enter through a membership, and then the second year when you renew, you have another type. For the members, it is seamless. There's no difference for them. They will see the two memberships and they will be able to renew their membership by updating their information and making their payment. And talking about payments, second tab is the rate. So for your membership, we can look into different kinds of durations and date. Floating date, calendar year, school year, or custom. Floating date, the registration period equals the start of your membership and will last for the amount of months that has been set up. Calendar year, school year, and custom are always 12 months long memberships, and they will be able to start either on the 1st of January, the 1st of September, or a custom date. After that, you can set up the price. So we will have either $100, for example, for this membership, and it will be able to, you would be able to allow the members to modify the price, meaning that you can set a minimum price, which will be this, or you can define a minimum price of like 50, and then people can go as low as $50, but they can also give more. So it's a good way to give a bit of leniency to your members and offer them the opportunity to give more if they want to. After this, you'll see the possibility to include donations through your membership. So it is possible to automatically generate a donation in one of the campaigns that you will be setting up prior to starting your memberships. And then you can fix either a percentage or a fixed amount for the membership price, meaning that, for example, a membership of $100, we could say 50% of that membership price will be converted into a donation to a donation campaign. And from that donation campaign, we'll be able to generate a fiscal receipts. This is a great way to encourage your membership or your members to maybe give more or to give a donation at the same time. Obviously, it's not mandatory, but it's a great tool. All membership types will be assigned an income account, meaning that if you want to really be precise about the different incomes that you have through Yapla, for example, your membership, your events, your donation, it would be possible to create different accounts to track those incomes through the system. And at the end of the year, your accounting reports would give you the precise amounts that have been collected for membership, for events, and for donation. Obviously, if it's not a level of precision that you need or care for, it's possible to send all the incomes through one account. The other tabs that you see here are in order to make the process a little bit more precise or complex. So for example, with options, it would be possible to offer additional options of payment for your membership. That can be for materials, that can be for merch, that can be for a lot of different things, and they can either be optional or mandatory. That is up to you. After that, we have the validation process in the forms. These are global parameters that are set up in your membership settings, but it can be specific to one membership. So if for one membership, you want to make sure that all memberships are being validated, we can set up that specific membership to go through a validation process. Same thing with the forms. If for a specific membership, you want to collect more information or different information from the rest of your membership, it's possible to specify which form will be called for that specific membership. Now, if we go back to our settings here, we have the forms and communication. These are connected in the sense that all information that's collected through your forms can be used to personalize your automatic communications. So let's start with the forms. You are able to create multiple forms. Like I've mentioned earlier, different memberships can call for different forms depending on the information you need to collect. First step would be to create your form, and then you would be able to use the generic fields that are already set up with your account. Really important. If you have basic information, name, surname, email address, coordinates of your addresses of your members, these fields already exist. And it's important to use them because they are connected throughout the platform. So for the accounting, when someone is connected and we want to pre-fill the registration forms for events and donation, if the member filled out those information through the native fields, they will be used for those registration process. Once you've used all the native forms and you need more information collected, that's when we can create personalized forms. Personalized forms comes in different types, and depending on the information you want to collect, you'll be able to use maybe multiple choice answers, single choice answers, selection lists. One type of field will be more appropriate for the kind of information you want to collect and will allow you to exploit that information in a better way once you're going through your membership list. In order to create your forms, really simple, you create your sections. You can simply drag and drop the fields to your different section, and you can move your sections order if you want to see how it looks. You'll have the edit preview. So this is what your form would look like when you are going through the registration process. And here's the view preview. That's what the member would see in their membership space and what you would see in the admin. Like I've mentioned, the forms are really connected to the communication. So for each functionality, you will have different triggers for your communication. Those triggers are described within the membership type. So the message type. So you can see here member creation, membership waiting for validated, membership to be renewed, renewed membership. By reading the message type, you will be able to understand a little bit more the trigger of that communication. For more information in regards to communication and their triggers, you can go into our help center and we'll find all the information there. But for now, let's look at validated membership. So here, validated membership is triggered when someone went through the registration process, made their payment, and has been validated by the administration if there's a validation process with that membership. You will select the target recipients, so the members, the administrators. Starting with the Orbit plan, you'll be able to have a bit more precision in regards to who received the communication. So we can create communication that will be triggered for specific membership, or we can specify which administrator of your administrators list will receive the communication. Once you've selected who will receive the communication, you can simply create your communication. So like any other email, you have a subject line, and then you have your content. When you see first name, membership type, membership expiration, these are personalized keywords, meaning that it will take the information from your forms and inject it into the text. So if I was the one registering for this membership, I would receive, hello, Mathieu, your membership, your regular membership subscription beginning in the 1st of January 2024 to the 31st of December 2024 has been validated. We thank you for your support. Regards, the Yapla team. And with that communication, you can attach a bill. So that would be paid bill. This will be automatically triggered once someone registers, pays, and is validated. And it will include a PDF bill for them to keep in their email, print out, or use for their accounting. So like I've said, you can set up a good amount of communication here according to your process for registration. And you can also have memberships to be renewed here that are communications that are triggered before or after the expiration. So making sure that your communication are clear, provide all the information that members need to understand what's included in their membership, when they will be renewing, and to make sure to explain the different steps that it takes for maybe renewing their membership if it's the first year that you're going through that digital transition with a software like Yapla. The goal here is to be clear about the inclusion of the membership, what's provided to them, maybe the advantages, and make sure that they get the value of what they pay for. So communication is a great tool for that because it helps you give all the information they need to know. Also, like I've mentioned, it is possible for memberships to create donation. So through the donation that are created from the membership, you will be able to generate fiscal receipts. So if we look at the donation receipts here, it is possible to specify what's the minimum amount required for a fiscal receipt to be generated, what's the format. So by default, it's a Canadian format. It has all the information necessary for people to submit them when they are doing their tax returns, and they will be sent out automatically through the communication of your donation campaign. It's also possible to generate those receipts either automatically or manually. So if you are collecting recurring membership or recurring donations, it might be a good idea to go with the manual treatment of those receipts, because at the end of the year, you can consolidate them and send one receipt instead of 12, for example. So the donation side of Yapla will be addressed in another webinar, but that's how you can connect your membership to a donation campaign. So there are different steps in preparing your membership campaign and preparing everything that needs to be done. So organizing your membership period and member management is really important before you send out everything. So our recommendations are to anticipate the membership period, ensure the correct website is communicated in your correspondence, simplify renewal with a straightforward form, and customize and activate automated communication. Like I've mentioned previously, there's a lot to think about when you're setting up your membership functionality. The goal here is to be as clear as possible about your intent, what is you're providing to your members in your community, and make sure that they understand that there is value to being a member from your community. Some associations collect membership in order to provide information about their actions throughout the year. Others give access to some resources. Other associations have membership in order to participate to events. So it's really important when you communicate with your community that you make this as clear as possible. The goal here is to answer every question that your community might have without them having to communicate with you. If you manage to do this, you not only reduce the invested time by your team in communicating with your community, but you also improve the chances of bringing new members to your community. So the goal here is to make sure that everything is clear, simple, and that when you go through the registration process, there's no hesitation in regards to the information that needs to be provided and how exactly what they need to do to become a member. A tip that I give all of the people I work with is to go through the registration process on your own. After setting up your account and setting up your membership and your forms and your communication, do that process on your own. Try it yourself, or maybe have someone around you that is not familiar with the interface or the registration process to go through that registration process, making sure that if there are any hesitation, if there are any confusion, they can be addressed before you do your big send out. The goal here, as I said, is to be as clear as possible and to make sure that we're as efficient as we can be. Once you go through that registration process and you're confident that it's as clear as possible, then you can go to the next step. So during your presentation or during your membership campaign, one thing is really to be efficient in regards to the automation process that you have with your members. So if we look at the different stages, we can see that you have different statuses for your payments for your members. You can also customize your database, like I mentioned at the beginning. And you can also automate a lot of communication, but also generation of receipts. So if we look at the different receipts that or the different statuses that we have, we can go into our members list here, and we have two status, the membership status and the member status, which I will bring out. Oh, it was there. So we have our member status here, so we can see inactive, active, and we have our membership status expired, validated, or waiting for payments. So really simply, validated is someone that is within the period of membership that they purchased for, paid their membership, and has been validated. Expired is someone that's outside of their period. Waiting for payment is someone who selected one of the method of payment like checks, cash, or maybe transfer of funds through Interact Payments. For people that are waiting for payment, what you want to do is go into their membership file and then go through their current membership. And you'll see here that they have a current membership that's waiting for payment, meaning that they went through the registration process, they chose either the check or the cash method of payment, and now they're simply waiting for you to update the status of their membership after receiving their payment. So once you receive the payment, you will go to their membership file, and in the available action, you can proceed to payment. Once you've confirmed the reception of the payment, it will update their status in terms of member. It will update the accounting for that transaction, and it will trigger the communication for validated membership, including the paid bills. So, like I've mentioned, the goal here is to make sure that regardless of the process at which a member is in their membership registration, they have feedback. So for that specific case, someone like Amélie Tremblay that goes through a registration process with a payment that is waiting for reception, they will receive two different communications. The first one will be membership waiting to be paid. This will be triggered right after registration, and we'll let them know that the association has received the registration request and that we're expecting payment. It will include to be paid bill. And once you receive the money and that you've proceeded to payment within Yapla, then they will receive the validated membership with the paid bill and a communication explaining maybe what's the next step, what they have, what's offered with the membership, what's available for them. Again, really important when you've set up your membership waiting to be paid, communication to be as clear as possible in regards to where they need to send the money, how long it might take. We want to make sure that there's no question for them. So if it takes a couple of days for you, once you receive the payment to validate it, make sure that it's mentioned so there's no confusion for the member or maybe fear that they've sent the money to the wrong place. We want to make this registration process as smooth as possible for them and not leave anything to doubt. Like I've mentioned, customizing your database and automate the issuance and sending of tax receipts for eligible memberships, that comes up to making sure that you have access to all the information that's necessary as fast as possible and as efficiently as possible. This is why making sure that all the information you need is in your members list here to go through your list without having to go into each individual member will be really useful. And same thing for your advanced search, where you can customize any fields that's present here in order to simplify looking for a specific segment of members within your database. So once everything has been set up, you've sent out your links for people to register, here's utilizing the tools to enhance your service. So there's the implementation of a member area in your website. There's the benefits such as member exclusive rates and offers, or you can segment your member database for targeted communication with the newsletters. So quick glance at what we can do in regards to the website. If we look at our website here, we've set up a home page, and then you get access to Actuality. I'm just going to switch to English. You have the news sections, you have the member section, events, donation, contact, conferences. These are all sections that are pre-programmed. So you only have to create your page and then associate the module that will connect to the specific database of the functionality you want to use. When we look at the member functionality, we will be working with the membership space. Membership space will first offer to become a member. You can become a member. If your organization is a member, you can look for it. But if you're already a member, you simply click here, and then you'll be able to connect to a membership space. So I'm simply going to update a membership's password that's validated here. I'm going to update the password. Oh. And then we can sign in. Oh. Oh, Membogo. So now we are connected to the membership profile. Here you can have all the information of your member. If they need to update their information, they'll be able to do it here. They will also be able to change their password if they need to. They will have the history of their membership. So we can see here that this member has been with Yapla for 2 years, well, for 5. So 2 memberships. They have the history of their transactions, their events, and their donation. Now, what we can do once the member is connected is give them access to more information. So for the news section, for example, we have the list of articles in the blog, but we could also create a third section that's only available for members that are connected and give them access to resources in regards to what your association is working with or connecting with other organizations. In regards to events, it would be also possible to create fairs that are specific to members that are connected, meaning that if I'm connected to my membership space, instead of having the non-members fair, I could have a members fair, which would either be cheaper or would be available in advance, guaranteeing members a registration or a spot to your events. So these ways of doing things are all things that give values to your membership. And that's really important to communicate it through the registration process and through your website and all your communication. The goal here is to automate most of your work, is to make sure that things are as simple as possible for people to understand, use, and profit from. And through good communication, through good presentation, you'll be able to show that value to your members and make sure that they don't have any hesitation to become a member with your association. So, like I've mentioned, it's possible to create more pages that are accessible only for members, whether it's for presenting events, whether it's to present resources, or you can also connect to other functionality like the data functionality that we won't be seeing as much today, but allow you to create personalized database to collect information, but outside of the typical registration process that we have for members, events, or donation. Really powerful tool. If you have any question in regards to this, feel free to get in contact with us. We'll be more than happy to assist you. Now, when it comes to segmenting your member database for targeted communication, what we're talking about is mostly the newsletters functionality. So any and all interaction that people have with your system will leave a group to their contact profile. So for example, if I'm a member, I've participated to an event, I've made a donation, the system will be able to target me as a recipient for communication because I'm a contact, because I'm a member, because I'm a member of a specific membership type, because I've participated to an event, or because I've made a donation. All these interaction can be targeted through communication, and that synchronization between newsletters and Yapla is automatic. Before each newsletter being sent out, the system will make sure that there's no new members, there's no new registration for events, or any of the targets that you've set up. It will update your contact list automatically, and then will send out your newsletter to anyone that should be targeted by that communication. So there's a lot of interesting things that can be done through the newsletter functionality. But like I've mentioned, as soon as someone interacts with your platform, there will be traces in their contact profile to make sure that you're able to get in contact with them specifically, and that you can have different newsletters that are targeting your audience in different ways. So we could have, for example, a monthly newsletter that's being sent out only to members, and then every 3-4 months we have another newsletter that's targeting all of your contacts. Again, the goal here is to make sure that when you're communicating with your audience, you communicate as efficiently and to the targeted people that you're trying to reach. The goal here is to be precise, is to make sure that if you're talking about membership renewal, well, you're not contacting everyone. You're contacting specific people that needs to know about the membership renewal process. If you're talking about your events through your newsletter, then maybe it's a good idea to contact everyone, not just your members. So the goal here is to make sure that when you communicate with your community, you use the specific targets that are appropriate for that kind of communication. And again, the goal here is to be as concise and as precise as possible. So make sure that you define who are your targets, how frequently you want to communicate with them, and then the newsletter functionality will be able to let you create those different campaigns to make sure that your communication is as effective as possible. So in a nutshell, there's a lot of things that you need to think about when you're putting together a membership campaign. So before, during, and after, you'll see that you can organize your membership period and the structure and your member management, making sure that your information is easily accessible and that you can easily know what information is necessary for any action that your organization will be taking in the future. During, you can create announcement, promotion, follow-ups. You can handle tax receipts. You can offer your members different services through the functionality that I've shown you, either by connecting your members to the event functionality or to the website. And then after, if you've done everything that we've mentioned previously, you'll be able to analyze the work that you've done throughout the year. The good things, the bad things, what we can improve, what can we do better, and make sure that all the actions that you've taken so far were useful and will be useful in the future to make sure that your processes only get better. You can also use all that connection and that information to express gratitude, give updates to your community, and make sure that they have all the information that will make them become a member for another year and another after that. The goal here is to make sure that you connect with your community, give them all the tools they need to follow the progress of your association, and are able to make an informed decision to renew their membership the next year and the year after. So Yapla, like I've mentioned today, is great to manage your member. It will make it easier for you to collect information, to collect payments, to use the information that's been collected to effectively communicate with your community. But we also offer a lot of other functionalities that are all talking to each other. And this is where you will get the most out of our platform. Members is a great tool, but it's an amazing tool when you combine it with the events, the donation, the website, the newsletters, And you're able to get all the information you need from those functionalities through the accounting, the data functionality, and the contacts. It's an all-around tool that will definitely help you. And if you have any questions in regards to how to connect all those functionalities together and make the best out of this platform, we'll be more than happy to answer your questions, book a meeting with you, and make sure that your association is set up the right way from the start. The good thing about Yapla too is that you're able to collect 100% of your transaction. So there's different ways to go through the process of transaction fees. The first one is simply commission. So 3.9% plus 30 cents per transaction. If you want to collect 100% of your transaction, it is possible to go with the voluntary contribution model, meaning that through the registration process, when we get to the payment, Yapla will suggest a donation or a contribution that your members can do to Yapla in order for us to offer this free of charge for the associations. They can increase, lower, or completely remove the contribution that's being suggested. Just the fact that there's that process in the registration will guarantee that there's no commission or no fee charged to your association. So you really get 100% of any amount that's been set up to your membership types. If you have any question, if you need any assistance setting up your account with us, there are different options for you. The Yapla Help Center is a great resource for your organization because it will give you all the information you need to set up your account. You will find tips and tricks, videos, articles, all you need to understand the tools of Yapla and use them in the best way. There's also a dedicated team of support that can assist you. You can reach us out at support@yapla.com. You can book a meeting with us through the Help Center. And if there's anything, make sure to get in contact with us. We'll be more than happy to assist you. If you're looking for something that's a little bit more supported in terms of help from our team, it is possible to have project manager assigned to your association. And if you're interested by that kind of services, our team of experts will be more than happy to look into your requirements, your needs, and we'll be able to offer you an estimation for your project. So it's time for the survey. We simply ask you to let us know what you liked in regards to this presentation. Is there anything we can improve? Trying to figure out if you're satisfied with the information that's been provided today, and we'll be sure to improve time after time. And if there's specific information that you'd like to know, feel free to let us know in the comments, and we'll be more than happy to get back to you. So it's the time for the Q&A. I see that there's not a lot of questions. There's one by Megan. All accounts level. Yes, like Catherine mentioned, it is possible to use the contribution model to any of the plans that are offered with Yapla. Yes, it is possible. So if you connect your membership types to a donation campaign, it will generate the fiscal receipts as soon as the payment has been received. And it will be sent out to the email address that's been filled out by the member registering. So it is automatic. It is possible to set up the creation receipts to be manually generated and sent out, but that really depends on your needs. If you have specific questions in regards to setting this up, we can look into it through a meeting with our support team. Looking forward to connect with you, Megan. Thank you so much. Is there any other questions in regards to using the memberships or maybe connecting the memberships to other functionalities? I'll give you a couple minutes. Is there a new newsletter platform? So for now, there is no updates in regards to the membership, the newsletters. We will be during the year be making a transition to Cake Mail, but we will be announcing that as soon as it's out. We are making a lot of efforts to release this as soon as possible, but we'll keep in touch with you for an actual release date. For an outsider to register for an event, does a person need to become a member first? It is not necessary for someone to register to an event to be a member. It is possible to force it if you want to, but it is not necessary. It is possible for an event to have fairs that are specific to non-members and specific to members. So regardless if you're connected or not, they will get access to the registration process of your event. So we don't seem to have any other questions. Thank you everyone for participating to our webinar today. Hopefully it gives you all the information you need to be as efficient as possible with your membership process this year. And if you have any questions, feel free to get in contact with us. We'll be more than happy to assist you. You can always contact us at support@yapla.com. Thank you so much, everyone, and have a great day.